Welcome to the station of decapitation without your head. I'm Nasty Neal, and I'm joined by the returning horror icon Jason Voorhees, Victor Crowley, and currently Mr. Parsons of Shed of the Dead, which comes out tomorrow, the 17th, Kane Hodder. It's very cool to have you back.
Hey, it's good to be back. I always love the name of the show.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've been choked by you and hit by you, and so it's always good to have you back. But this time you can't choke or hit me because it's over the phone.
Well, I'm very talented with violence, so just watch your back anyway.
All right, I will do. So I really enjoyed Shed of the Dead. It's a very fun movie, and all three of you guys were great in it. You and Michael Berryman and Bill Moseley, and the movie itself was a lot of fun. So how did you get involved in Shed of the Dead?
Well, I mean, they contacted me, and of course the regular old process. Sent me a script, and I thought it was a very clever script. And in particular, my character was, a bit of a departure from what I usually do, which is always nice. Any actor will tell you they like doing something different because you're never against doing what you're known for, but it's just nice for a change. And then I've always enjoyed doing comedic type stuff, and it was just a fun movie.
Yeah, it was fun right away. As soon as I see you pop up, and your wardrobe right away tells me, this is out of character for Kane.
Yeah, I mean, a sweater vest and that kind of hat. Yeah, a little different.
Did you keep the wardrobe? Did you end up liking, hey, maybe I'll incorporate this in my regular life?
I did keep the hat, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And it's funny because I don't know why, but I have a huge head, and not ego, my skull, actually.
Right, and literally. Yeah.
So the hat we had to cut in the back to make it fit on me, so it was pretty much unusable after that. So I just kept it for, it's always fun to keep some trademark type things from your wardrobe and stuff. So I've always done that.
Yeah. Do you have do you have a collection of stuff from different movies? I
do. I keep something from just about every movie. If I play a character that's somewhat prominent, I like to keep a souvenir of some type. Yeah.
Do you have any particular items that are special to you? Or are they all special, I guess?
Well, I mean, I guess you're alluding to, did I keep hockey masks? And yes, I did.
Well, of course, you would have to. So this movie was filmed.
If I'm going to bust my ass for months wearing that costume, I should be the one to keep the best part of it.
I agree 100%. So this was filmed in England.
Yes.
Yeah. And have you ever?
What's interesting is that you notice that my character is Canadian,
right?
Because I couldn't pull off a convincing English accent.
Okay.
So they thought, well, Americans don't know anything about allotments, which we really don't. I had never heard about it, what an allotment is, until I read the script. So it wouldn't be reasonable to think an American might have one over there, so they made me Canadian. I could still speak with my accent or lack thereof, and still not be an American.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it totally worked. So did you give it a go though? Did you try the English accent?
Not really. If you can't do it, really well,
yeah,
I think it's almost like it would alienate English fans. But oh my God, that is terrible. Just like
right.
Any other accent that somebody tries and doesn't do it well, it makes that demographic a little bit disappointed, I think. So I just I knew I couldn't do it, so
sure.
I just went the other way.
Yeah. So did you know the writer-director Drew Cullingham before the movie at all?
Not personally, no.
Mm-hmm. So what was he like when you first met him and to work with?
and I doubt if anybody's ever going to come on and say this guy was an asshole, this one was, not very nice and stuff like that. But truthfully, everybody was great. It was a complete pleasure in all ways doing the film. And, not often does it happen that way, but it certainly was the case this time.
Yeah. I guess if it's somebody who has no intention of ever working again, they will just come on and say everyone was an asshole. But
well, I don't know. I mean, I have worked with some in the past and that have gone on to huge careers. So I guess it doesn't really have any bearing on success, but I just don't see why someone finds it necessary to be like that.
Yeah.
Why be like that when all of us are trying to do a film together? Why do you have to be an asshole just because you're the director, say, or something like that? I just don't understand how that can be productive.
Mm-hmm. So there was a lot of great lines throughout the whole movie, but you had an insult which I'd never heard before. You called someone a little cockhead.
Yes. Yeah. Everybody involved, Drew, everybody was all for me kind of tailoring my dialogue to what sounds like me. And that's a term I've always used for some reason.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And so, as I said, they didn't mind me changing a few words around to make it more my actual personality. So stuff like that just makes it more fun. I'm always really happy when a writer or director or someone who's done both is not offended by me changing their words. Mm-hmm. Because without fail, it's going to sound more like you if it's something you would normally say anyway.
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure where I got that term from. I may have coined it. I don't know, but yeah, it is unusual.
Yeah,
I forgot about that, you little cockhead.
Yeah, well, I'll credit you, and if I ever use little cockhead again, I'll say that was a Kane Hodder
Yeah,
thing.
and you will use it because it's unusual, so you'll want to.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. So I don't want to spoil too much of the movie, but so a lot of the movie you play rolling around on your back. What was that like to film? Because that's unusual, I think, for Kane Hodder, or maybe for anybody. Very
unusual. I'm usually the one that's upright, and other people are on their back. But yeah, it's like you're saying, I don't want to give away why I'm on the ground a lot, but
right.
It was very, very strange to just do so many scenes while laying down, basically. And, it's just one of the many reasons I had a great time doing this film. When it's something so different, it's a nice change. I'll always like being the maniacal killer because I think that's what I do best. But, like I said before, any actor likes something new and just to make it fresh, and challenging. And how do I make this either funny or almost sad sometimes while I'm on the ground, So yeah, it was pretty unusual.
Yeah, I think it's fun for fan of you guys to see you do something different, and it seems like everyone was having fun too, which was a lot, which came through in the movie when you're watching it.
Yeah, and that was absolutely the case. I mean, first of all, when I'm working with my good friends, whether we're in the same scenes or not, when we do a film together with Michael Berryman and Bill Moseley, and anytime you're working on the same project, it's always nice. Mm-hmm. And this was no different.
Yeah. So were you there when Michael Berryman comes out in his costume?
No, I was not. But wow, if I had been, I would have asked him to not tell me what it was or let me see what it was until he was revealed on camera, because that would have just been a fun a fun moment, you know.
Yeah.
And I would wager that he's probably never worn anything like that in a movie before.
All right. In a movie,
Probably.
maybe his personal
Yeah.
life, but not in a movie. I see.
Yeah, exactly. No movie. And Moseley was amazing as a bounty hunter or whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bill and I have done so many films together now. It's a lot of fun because I think he's a tremendous actor, and I've done many scenes with him, and he ad-libs a lot, even between, from one take to the next. He'll change what he's saying, and if you're not prepared for that, then sometimes it can catch you off guard. But I love it because then you respond, spontaneously as well. Mm-hmm. And there's no way the scene could ever come off as rehearsed because we've never done it before.
Right.
And I enjoy working like that.
Yeah. So when you work with someone like Bill, frequently on multiple stuff, does that help the chemistry when you guys are working together?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I think any actor will tell you that it's nice when you have a personal relationship with someone because you know each other's strengths and stuff like that. So you'll draw from that kind of stuff. And I'm checking right now on IMDb, and it says that Bill and I have done 19 films together.
Oh wow! Yeah, I was looking earlier.
Those are in the works, but yeah, wow.
Yeah, I was looking earlier. I noticed a lot of the stuff coming out was both you guys in together, which I thought was pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah. And so, do you ever get bummed if you read a script and you don't have a high kill count in the movie?
I used to, but not anymore. It's almost like refreshing when I don't kill anybody, actually. Just because, again, going back to that thing where you like doing something different. I mean, I've done so many films where I have multiple murders, and, I maintain, and I don't think anyone can dispute this, that I have murdered more people on film than any actor in history. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty cool. I mean, and I specify murder because, I don't want to say that gunning down 50 bad guys with an automatic weapon is the same thing. Mine are all one at a time, hands-on murders. And I can't imagine anyone else that has done that more than me, because 4 Friday movies, 4 Hatchet movies, I played BTK, Ed Gein, that's a lot of multiple murders in each film. So if anybody disputes my claim as being just that, then, I'll kill them.
So what's a different mindset when you're playing a fictional killer like a Jason or Victor as opposed to someone who actually existed?
Yeah, with Jason Victor, it's all how I perceive the character should be. Just my ideas of how he should move, how he should interact with other people. It's just basically my decision. And when I play someone that existed, I like to try to incorporate some of their actual personality traits into the role, because, it's not fictional. So why not try to make it more like they really were? You can put your own spin on it, but I'd like to use some of the things that the person actually did, because every time I play someone that did exist, I've already read their story in the past. Not because I'm playing the character. I already knew the story. Like with BTK, I had read that whole story years before I ever got that role. So I already knew so much about the guy that, I wanted to kind of do that personality justice, even though it's a horrible person. You know, I wanted to make it really seem like it was that guy.
There's a few years ago at in Rhode Island, you did a Q&A, and you said something always stuck with me, and it was about, you know, not getting Jason in Jason versus Freddy, or Freddy versus Jason, whichever it is. And you said that you know, it was, you know, to get the roles, but you said that you know, they gave it to someone who didn't love the character, and like it was just like a real moment, I thought. So what was it besides the money and the fame of playing Jason? Why is that character so important to you?
Boy. Well, I mean, it's so important to my career because it put me on the map. Let's face it. I was a stuntman for, you know, a number of years before that happened. But, you know, stunt people are pretty much anonymous, and that's fine. I wasn't looking to become famous. I just wanted to do what I loved doing. And then you play a character like this that everyone in the world at least has heard of, because you can ask people if they know the character of Jason from Friday the 13th, and almost everyone will say yes, even though they've maybe never seen a movie. So that's how widely known the character was. So playing that character, all of a sudden everything changed and put me in the public eye much more. So as I approach every character, I wanted to do whatever I could to do the character justice. And Jason, since there had been 6 movies before I ever came around, I had to try to do my best possible version that I could come up with, just to do honor to the character, because, you know, it's, people know that character, and if you do a poor performance, you're not just making yourself look bad, you're making the character look bad, and I would never want to do that. So I just, from the, I know I probably said this when I was there last time, but when I put that mask on, I felt like I was the character. And I know people are rolling their eyes and saying, oh, that is so lame, so stereotypical for an actor to say, but it's absolutely true. I felt like I was the character, and I wanted every single shot I ever did with that makeup and mask on to be good, regardless of how insignificant it may have seemed.
Yeah, and to many fans, you're considered, you know, the best Jason. Well, so I think, you know, there's proof there. Yeah, well, just you know,
I don't know,
putting it out there.
It's hard to respond to that.
Sure, I understand. Yeah, I will let people know that your The Hell and Back is on Amazon Prime, and it's amazing, the documentary, and I love the book. Now, a few years ago, I got sick, and I won't go all into it, but I have a lot of scars, and I had a colostomy bag for a while. It was, you know, a bad time, and I was really open about it, and got a lot of support from people listening to the show, and even other people who have other problems. They said it meant a lot to them that I was open about it. So my stuff's not nearly as bad as yours, and I'm not as well known as you. But how much did that mean to you when you were really open about your burns and your recovery? Like how what did that mean to you as a person when you really came out about it?
Well, I mean, it was therapeutic to just talk about it, first of all, and almost just help me get rid of some, you know, demons or whatever you want to call it that I had been carrying around. So it just helped me to tell the entire story, not just a sanitized version of the story where, you know, at times I would think, right, boy, do I really want to talk about this part? It's just going to be really hard to listen to or watch. And then I thought, well, it's part of the story, so I'm telling my story. I'll tell everything. And then to see the response to that made me so happy that I told everything, because countless people have told me what you heard, that it really meant a lot to them to, read about somebody whose work they maybe admire,
Mm-hmm.
and then on the same hand saying, wow, this guy has been through some shit like I have, and he seems okay about it. Maybe there is something that'll come out of all this suffering. So unbelievable amount of response about that, where evidently I have helped people through their own stuff just by telling my story. And if that's the case, then how do you not feel so amazingly good about something like that?
Mm-hmm. Was there ever your concern before when you started talking about it, that since you are known, as Jason Voorhees and these like badass characters, that it would show like vulnerability to you, as like you'll humanize you, and that could actually hurt your career in a way, which it didn't. But was there ever a concern?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I got to be honest. I was once in a while thinking, wow, I hope this doesn't backfire. And, people say, wow, I'd rather have not known that, because I think of you as something, superhuman because of the character or whatever. But,
Mm-hmm.
And maybe there has been people that felt that, but nobody has voiced that to me. So the overwhelming positives would totally outweigh that anyway.
Yeah. So since Shed of the Dead is a zombie film, do you consider Jason Voorhees a zombie?
Yeah, I guess I do. Yeah. I mean, by the time I started playing the character, maybe earlier
Mm-hmm.
incarnations, maybe not. Maybe he was more human, but the fact that I was basically a rotted corpse in part 7, it's hard to not think of Jason as somewhat of a zombie in that film.
Yeah. There's I don't know if you ever read any of these things, but there's rumors, I guess fan theories that Jason would actually be a Deadite, like from the Army of Darkness Evil Dead movies.
Yeah, I have heard stuff like that, and it's an interesting concept, but I'm not so sure I would think that, but it's not ridiculous.
Yeah, it's cool. People think that kind of stuff. So, Shed of the Dead opens on 17th, and it's playing in a lot of theaters. So, check the website and find out if it's playing near you, because it's cool to get on video on demand or DVD. But if you see it in the big screen, that's always the best way to see a movie.
I think so, and I think you'll enjoy it. And I appreciate you having me on again, and hopefully I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, definitely. I'll either see you at a convention, or I'll bug you to come back on the show at some point.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.